Hello there guys, KenjoGamer94 here, and this video on Castle Clash Theories is going to be about Immortep. So, to better explain some things I have to say about it, I'm using my friend Party Clasher's account because he has both Vlad and Immortep, and I need both of them to explain this, because Vlad is basically the reason why I think Immortep's starting to not get used anymore, and it's actually a really good idea I chose to use his account because they're so close together in levels. They have the same skill level, and I mean, of course, Vlad's higher up in damage and everything, but anyways, here we go. The reason why people started to stop using Immortep when Vlad came out, of course, is because Vlad can do everything Immortep can, and more. He can cause fear, he can heal himself for all the damage that he does to enemies, and I think things surrounding him. So that's why people stopped using him. So in this video, I'm gonna try and give my opinion on how you could use him more, just as often as Vlad even. So to do this, I'm gonna go into the dungeons, and I'm just gonna go to dungeon 1, and I'll go to the very last one on here. So, of course, I'm gonna go with Immortep first. There's no need to really use anything spell-wise, anyways. But even though it's not showing it now, the reason why I think Immortep can be just as good as Vlad is because he can stun things. He can stun towers, he can stun heroes, he can stun troops, he can stun the bosses and everything. If you combine that with the skill that I talk about in the other two videos, because that seems to be a skill that works on a lot of these heroes that are starting to be underused. If you use Berserk, it increases how fast he attacks, and if the Castle Clash wiki is correct, it also makes it where his cooldown is a lot faster to be able to use his move. So of course you could also end up using him as a stunner a lot. Because let's see, right now I don't see the cooldown rate. I know it's around 4 to 6 seconds or something like that. Now, of course, gotta go in with Vlad and then show why everybody's wanting Vlad now instead of him. It's a little bit obvious, but for the purpose of the video. Another reason why I think people actually are switching to Vlad is because I think that his area effect move is actually a little bit farther than Immortep's is, and you can actually go through a lot of the game starting out, especially just using Vlad. I mean, you could go through raids, and I think you can even farm HBMC by yourself with him, or by himself, but I can't exactly remember. I don't have my Vlad account anymore. Somebody can send the hero on me. But yeah, this is why people started using him more once they were able to obtain him. But you gotta think, stunning in this game is a major advantage over healing, at least in my opinion. So if you use the skill Berserk, and it does in fact do what the wiki says it does, and starts to um, do the cooldown a lot faster, then you could start chaining your sandstorm attacks and basically constantly stunning all enemies around you. On top of that, I think a secondary talent to use on him to actually even the score a little bit with Vlad would be Life Drain, and I would actually say that'd pretty much be my only other. Well, pretty much would be the only other talent I think would be useful for Immortep to be compared with Vlad, is if he could basically do everything Vlad does. Yes, he can't inflict fear, but coma and fear are pretty much similar. So that's a way you could make him a lot more useful. I mean, he's useful for raiding. He's useful for running through Storm Mesa if you get him at a decent amount of levels and skill talents and all that. He's good for HBM and everything else too, because when you get to those higher waves when there's a shit ton of mages and everything like that, he can sit there and stun them all even if he's not doing the most damage, and then you can have somebody like Thunder God come out and attack them, and if he's lucky enough to proc while they're stunned, he could pretty much wipe out all the enemies because you had somebody go in and stun them. Other than that, I mean, I still do agree with a lot of people that Vlad is a better hero. Most videos, people do. I have not seen a single video so far, except for the one I'm doing right now, where people are comparing these two heroes with this close of a level range and the same skill range. Also, I just realized Vlad has a deadly strike, 5 out of 5 on this one, so it does make him even more powerful. So, yeah, you could do that for Immortep too. I mean, there's a lot more skill combination or talent combinations you could use for Immortep to where he could be compared with Vlad and pretty much even up with him. But I don't want to get into too much of that. That's kind of what. That's not actually what I was trying to make this series about. I was just giving suggestions, and if you guys come up with ideas, you could pretty much take what I said and put in your own versions of it. Other than that, that's pretty much everything for Vlad, or not Vlad, Immortep. Let's see, where's his? There we go. So, let's see. I'm trying to remember who the next hero I wanted to do this with. I think the next hero is actually going to be the Paladin, and I have to actually do a little bit more looking into Paladin, because even I don't think he's too much useful anymore. But that's all I have for this video, so thank you for watching. Goodbye.